Please insert theme song here now.
Hey, are you ready to go? It's the Joel and Randy Show. Hey, are you ready to go? Texas Tea, Joel and Randy Show.
All tea, all shade, and it's Texas, man.
It's the Joel and Randy Show with some Texas tea, girl. And, it's morning, honey.
It's morning. Morning, everybody. Good morning. We had a little bit of an issue last night with the show. Mostly with Randy, but still we had a little bit of an issue with the show.
I can't help it. I was over exuberant about the election.
She was a little over exuberant about the election.
I may have said some things that I might want to take back, and that's why we're here. And girl, I'm having some hair of the dog. You know, last night I went to the club. Y'all, I never go to the club. Never. And I decided I wanted to go to the club last night. Girl, wasn't nobody out there. But some tired old folks. God love them.
What did you expect at Wednesday at Michael's Outpost?
Well, Wednesday at Michael's Outpost is usually cute, but I got there late. And it's cute because they have, hors d'oeuvres, girl, free hors d'oeuvres. You can't beat free hors d'oeuvres. And they have really good drinks. And I'm not trying to besmirch the Michael's Outpost at all. I'm just saying, I got out there late. And I don't know. You know, you don't go out for a while and you expect bright lights, big city, and I get in there and girl, it's just old folks and.
Actually, I was surprised that they were out that late. You go to Michael's Outpost early because these queens drink early and they go home and go to bed.
Yeah,
but they bring the best food early. I will say this about Michael's Outpost: these queens bring in some incredible food. Yes, they do. Yes, ma'am. They do.
If Joel had gone with me, it would have been more fun because I would have had somebody to talk to. I know these people well enough to be social, but when you've been away from the social group for a while, you realize the dynamic changes, and you're no longer relevant as a part of their group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm
so they just say, "Oh, hey, girl," and then they don't talk to you. And I'm an intensely social person. Didn't nobody have no time for me last night, girl? And so I was like, I sang a song. And I left.
Girl, I don't know what it is. When I go to my little straight bar down the road, I have a few drinks, I have some conversation, that kind of stuff. When I go to the little straight bar down the road, doesn't mean that I behave. It just means that I'm being me.
And they know you.
And they know me. Yeah. But when I go to the gay bar, girl, I act a fool. I just completely act a fool.
She does act a fool.
I act a fool, and I don't know why I do that. Girl, I do not know. But I tell you what, it depends on the level of cocktails that I have.
I have seen this bitch escorted out the bar, and then she said, "I'm with him." I was, "Oh, bitch, don't point me out here." And then the bartender said, "He's with you," and she goes, "Yes, I'm with her." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So now I'm looking like, you know, what choices have you made? To get you thrown out of a bar.
I made some bad choices.
This queen, because everybody else is judging me too. Like I had something to do with it. Like I'm an accessory to a crime and shit. All I'm doing is sitting there drinking.
I make some bad choices sometimes.
Yes, girl.
I can't help it.
Ripcord, you know who you are.
I can't help it. Poor girl out. You throw somebody who's been starving for quite some time into a cafeteria, girl, they're gonna run wild.
Yes, indeed.
They are going to run wild.
Shame on you, Ripcord, changing your policies anyway.
I know.
A girl used to be able to go out over there and get a good blowjob on the patio.
So I think that maybe I might have to start going a little bit more often so I can calm that monster down a little bit. And once I get used to it, then I can just be Gentile, conversational. I'm in genteel. I'm sorry, genteel. Calm, conversational girl instead of hungry like the wolf. Being getting scared as soon as I walk in the bar because I'm going, wow.
Yes, indeed.
Who's going to get it tonight?
and me being thrown out with her behind her actions, which I could have stayed, but Lord, you know, would have been embarrassing.
I would have been embarrassed. No, I wouldn't have been embarrassed because I usually.
We went to the next bar after that, and she got thrown out. I'm kidding.
No, she just took somebody home to learn something.
I had to go. I had enough, girl. I Ubered on back here. I Ubered on back to home base, honey. She was like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Bitch, you better call me an Uber. I got to go. I'm too old for this shit." getting thrown out of bars at 50 years old. No. I have to try to maintain a modicum of dignity.
There are still, amazingly enough, even at 50, there are still old friends of ours, especially old friends of mine, who for some strange reason like the Wild Joel, and I don't know why, because I don't like the Wild Joel sometimes.
Wow.
But you get a couple of cocktails to me, and like I said, throw me into some gay men, I'm gone.
She's gone.
I'm gone. Girl, get a ride home. I'll see you later.
And then she forgets I got a ride home. She goes, girl, remember last night? I said, girl, I wasn't there. I was out there. You left. I said, did you order me the Uber?
I know. And then I'm looking at my Uber bill going, why are there so many Ubers on my phone?
But you can't beat Uber because back in the day, honey, I used to use cabs because I don't drink and drive. Even when I had a car, I wouldn't drink and drive. And I used to use cabs, and girl, 4 cabs in one night, that's $75.
Yeah, that's $75. An Uber is convenient, especially since the Uber drivers are a little bit looser.
Now, I had heard that, and I don't know if this is true, and you may not either, but my dear mother told me the other night, because we were watching a TV show, and it was her favorite show, one of her favorites, Cash Cab, which bores the shit out of me, but she loves it. And I was saying, I'm surprised Uber hasn't put cabs in New York out of business. And she told me that New York doesn't allow Uber, and I don't know if that's true or not. But
no, New York does allow Uber.
Yeah,
you do. I watched Kimmy Schmidt. She played a character who was an Uber. She did the Uber driver thing. So Ubers do exist.
Yeah.
In New York.
Yeah.
They do exist, but they're heavily regulated.
Oh, really?
They're far more regulated in New York than they are in most places, and they're a little bit regulated here too, because Houston did have a problem with Uber drivers when they first came out.
Yeah.
So there are a little bit more regulated here, but not as much.
Well, I can report that a friend of mine went to work for Lyft the same night he applied, girl. We just gave him credit card information, and he had a credit card, and his his social security number, and his driver's license number. And bitch, he was working for Lyft that night, sight unseen. They never laid eyes on him. So that's kind of scary, because that basically you don't know who you're riding with, girl. But I've never had a bad experience.
I've never had a bad experience with Uber. They've always been on.
One time I got in there, and I don't mean no harm, deaf people. Do not call. Do not write. If you can hear this. Oh, never mind, you can't. Anyway. Well, it's true. Anyway, girl, an Uber came up, and he couldn't hear nothing. He was profoundly deaf. It was scary. And I don't mean no harm. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there driving deaf. But I shouldn't have to ride with them. Without knowing. Girl, I was scared. Because I don't know no damn sign language hell.
Well, I'll take deaf better than blind, that's for sure. I don't want no blind Uber driver.
Cars are driving themselves these days.
Oh, yes. By 2020, a lot of cars will be self-driving cars.
And Elon Musk, was he behind that technology? Or is he just the one who uses the technology?
He is the one who introduced it, but he is...
Because I heard he had his hand in funding some candidates that were less than excited about homosexuals. Which I don't like to hear that.
I don't like to hear that either.
I don't know how much. I don't know if it's true.
Speaking of...
That's alleged, by the way.
Speaking of homosexuals, congratulations, Colorado Governor. You Miss Thing, you. Miss Thing.
Honorable Governor of Colorado, Miss Thing. I know you're not trying to throw a purse in his hand.
I throw a purse in his hand, girl.
Girl,
the first gay governor of any state.
Yes, indeed.
Good for you, Jared Polis.
Yes, good for you, Jared Polis.
I know I am probably not.
Is he trade?
Oh, I hope so. He is cute.
We haven't seen him.
I saw a picture of him.
Is he?
He's a handsome man. Yes, I saw a picture of him.
Get you some, Jared.
You just get you some.
Colorado is a good place for bathhouses. You can open up some bathhouses, honey. Make some money out of Colorado.
Exactly. Because
Why don't you, Jared? Why don't you allow some bathhouses out there?
I'm sure that they have bathhouses in.
As long as they're not too regulated. We don't want cameras everywhere like in San Francisco, girl.
I think we do have some listeners from Colorado. So, girls, let us know if there's some bathhouses.
Sure, I'm not going because I'm too old.
And
nice
I like to travel.
Out there having a good time.
I like to travel, so if there's some bathhouses in Colorado, let a girl know. Let a girl know where the best ones are.
Let her know, because I'm not going.
As long as
I was
just
just thinking how cute it would be. Colorado's so beautiful, and they could really have some flawless bathhouses out there.
I just don't want to be outside. Please do not put no hot tub outside in the middle of winter. I'm not stepping outside.
Yes, indeed, that's what you do. You hot tub outside in the wintertime.
No.
Goes skiing, and she loves to get in that hot tub when it's cold.
I heard it's good for the skin, though. I heard it's good for the skin.
I don't know. I don't
little heat, little cold.
I don't like public hot tubs because there's all kinds of flesh-eating bacteria and shit out there, girl, and you don't know what you're getting because you don't know what kind of soup you're sort of soaking in. That you're soaking in.
Wanda Sykes once told her girlfriend she was working on a gay cruise, doing her comedian thing, and she told her girlfriend, "Don't you dare get in that hot tub. I don't want to be coming back with some drag queen baby or you come in doing all kinds of stuff. Got a sperm soup in there. Girl, you're going to get pregnant."
Now, see, a hot tub in a bathhouse, honey, that shit's got to be clean. There was this one bathhouse I went to. That hot tub stank so much of bleach because, well, you know how the queens are, honey.
Yeah, exactly.
That hot tub, the bleach. You can smell the bleach when you walk in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That. By the way, I don't mind a little bleach. I know things are clean.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind swimming in bleach compared to the other stuff you can swim in.
Because things are clean. Because queens will literally do it anywhere.
Well, that's because we're men, and men are pigs when it comes to sex. And
yeah, exactly.
More power to you, man. More power to you.
And all of us can get married. All of us don't have boyfriends. Some of us we get what we can where we can get it. And power to you girls. You at least out there trying.
Colorado's governor is a gay homosexual. That is a wonderful thing.
That is a wonderful thing. Got a couple of LGBT people in Congress. Girl, we are working it. We have sat around and we have talked about this before. And I try to remain as optimistic as we possibly can. And so does Randy.
Randy's optimism level is
when we see how the world is today and we see how strange things, I had to make sure, and I had this conversation with the lady at work. She said, I had to go vote. I didn't have a choice. Everything's so strange now that if I don't go vote, then things are going to get really weird. And I'm like, you know what? That's exactly the mentality I had.
My family. If I didn't vote, girl, I would have been shunned, disowned.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm glad everybody went out there and voted.
And let me tell you something.
No matter what the results were.
Yeah, exactly. No matter what the results were, it doesn't matter.
You did your civic duty.
Thing.
It's your civic duty. People used to say it's your right. But now, girl, it's your duty to vote.
It is your duty. You need to get out there and vote. And I'm going to be honest. And, oh, Lord. I'm probably going to offend some people, and that's fine.
That's what we do, Tom.
I never voted in the midterms before. I just thought they were boring.
Oh, really?
I never did. I thought they were boring. I always voted in the presidential election.
I have to say
because
that
it's always a show.
I have to say that a lot of people are in that number.
Yeah.
I myself am in that number. Archie Bunker once said, Archie Bunker, I love the show All in the Family, girl. The first 4 years are the best. Anyway, Archie Bunker said, I vote. And the meathead, his son-in-law, said, I've never seen you vote. He said, I vote in the big elections. And he's like, what? The meathead, the son. But see, I voted, and apparently Joel's the same. We voted in the big elections.
Yeah, exactly.
Every 4 damn years, but we never voted before that. Not in the midterms.
All these propositions and all this other stuff.
It's time to get serious.
Yeah, it's time to get serious.
If you really care about this country, you have to vote your conscience every time the polls are open.
Exactly. And that means and I'm saying this especially to all the gay men out there, you definitely need to get out and vote. Y'all, we need to get out and vote. I don't care if it's even just a little proposition that some city came up with or
you
whatever.
have to be careful with propositions. You have to be careful with stepping stones. These are legal precedents.
Yeah, exactly.
Every law is a precedent toward another law.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have to watch. And listen, I didn't, and like Joel said, we didn't used to do that, but now we have to. To protect ourselves, even though we're fine and we're sitting pretty right now. Tomorrow is another day, honey. So I've even changed my mind about that, and Joel knows that I'm a big proponent of the fact that we're good. We're good, but if we want to stay good, we have to keep.
Yeah, we have to keep vigilant, and we have to and gay men and women get out there and vote.
Not everybody is against you, but not everybody's for you.
So that's why you have to stay vigilant.
Some people sit on the sidelines and let shit happen to gay communities simply because they're not concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that they don't care. They're just not concerned because as far as they're concerned, it's not a part of their world.
Yeah, exactly. It don't have anything to do with me, so why should I do it?
Right. But it does have something to do with them. They just don't know it.
Yeah,
you know what Whoopi Goldberg had said one time? I'm a fan of Whoopi Goldberg's work. She said, "Don't laugh, bitch. There's one in your family."
Yeah, exactly.
But see, Republicans, not necessarily Republicans, people forget that there's a gay member in your family. You can act like there's not. You can act like the ex-president of Iran, Ahmadinejad dinner jacket, whatever his name was. But there are gay people in Iran, bitch, and there are gay people in your family and your friend's family. Your daddy might be gay.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't even know it.
You don't even know it. I might know it because I might have ran into him a couple of times.
At a bathhouse. But not in Colorado that we know of. Y'all need to build them. And I'm just saying that for fun. Like I would ever go to a bathhouse at my age.
The last time, at my age, the last time I went to a bathhouse was actually about 6 or 7 months ago.
Oh, no, she did.
Went to Club Houston.
It's the only one we've got.
It's the only one we got. My intention was to go to Midtown Spa.
Because
Midtown Spa has
she's a
just
condo.
a fabulous pool. See, I have this thing. I like to swim naked. And
that's a wonderful thing.
That is a wonderful thing. I love this. It's free.
Yes, it is.
It just so frees my soul. So I know the place to go to. And I don't necessarily go in there to have sex or anything. I just go in there to use the pool.
Well, I got news for you, girl.
But
I used to swim. I used to swim where I live. I'd go swimming at 12 midnight. Everybody's asleep, and I'm right there in the local pool, girl, swimming naked. I'd wear my boxer shorts under a robe to the pool and take everything off, girl, and get it slip in and swim.
Well, I had a little pool when I lived at this other apartment complex, but you can't swim you can't swim naked late at night because these people like to swim naked late at night too. And I'm like, oh Lord, all of us can't be naked.
I caught this couple out there fucking one night, and I'm like, you know what? Kudos to him.
Kudos to
get
you.
Up in that cold water and get it up, girl, to fuck somebody in that cold water.
Can I say this? I had sex in the pool once. It is not good. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people like to have sex in the pool. It's just uncomfortable.
It's romantic. The idea is romantic, but not.
But the execution is just. It's just not. It's not that great.
Honey, he had that fish backed up against that pool wall. Girl, just going at it. I'm like, okay.
I had this,
and then I just turned around and walked away because I don't like to see straight people having sex. No shade to straight people, but.
I had this. I was dating someone for a short period of time. And he had a fabulous pool. Just fabulous. Just gorgeous. And we would go out there and swim during the daytime. The only problem and this is Houston, by the way. The only problem is because there's condos everywhere. There's condo across the street from his house. There's a condo right next door. You right in everybody's vision. Yeah. So when he was talking about, well, let's have sex in the pool, I'm like, aren't you worried that people might be looking down? He goes,
he might want people to see.
Nope, I'm not. Why would I worry about that? And I'm like, okay. And we tried it, and I did what I did. I didn't enjoy it at all. He probably enjoyed it, but I did not enjoy it at all.
Somebody was watching, probably.
And because I kept thinking, somebody's watching two men having sex in the pool right now, and they probably on the phone taking pictures and everything. I'm like, I don't want to
video the whole thing.
I don't
up on YouTube.
Girl, YouTube is not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is ended up on one of the sites.
You gonna end up on
and they go, wait a minute, that's me.
It's XTube. You gonna end up on XTube.
End up on XTube. That's me.
Somebody's selling that shit too, girl.
That is me in the pool.
And somebody other than you is making money off the profits.
I look pretty good, but still. Hey, somebody's making money off of me, bitch.
Right?
Because you can't do any. You cannot do anything these days.
No.
Without, you gonna end up on video.
Oh,
if you make a fool somewhere, you
girl,
make a fool out of yourself.
You better not scratch your ass walking down the sidewalk. You are going on YouTube, girl. You have to be careful.
Yeah,
I'm always conscious of the fact that you're being watched. And I don't understand why anybody's committing crimes anymore thinking that they are anonymous. There's no such thing as an anonymous crime anymore.
No,
you are being filmed. There are security cameras. Everybody in my neighborhood has a ring. And you could go down, you could literally go down the block and be filmed by every house on that block because of the rings on people's front doors, the doorbell camera, which actually takes, y'all don't understand how the range of this camera, it's like the whole front perimeter of somebody's house, almost the whole front perimeter, depending on where it's placed. And you're always on camera. Girl, you better not pick your nose outside.
No, exactly. And I
reserve that for your bathroom, and then look for cameras in your bathroom.
Because your landlord might be watching you.
Everybody's got to pick their nose at some point in their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just nature. But keep it to yourselves, girls, because somebody's watching.
I was talking to one of my neighbors. I live inside of a building, and we have door codes on both doors. So you have to know the code to get into the building.
And this door is a bitch. I can't stand his door code. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
You just have to hit the clear button every now and then. But I'm not giving you instructions. But still, the thing is that when I live inside a secure building, and I feel very secure, sometimes I have walked out the door, left my door unlocked to go to the store or what have you. Just a quick trip. So I feel very secure about that. And then one of the neighbors told me that they were thinking about putting one of those ring things. And I'm like, how do you do that in an apartment building?
I don't know. Is it?
And do you have to get
permission?
Do you have to get permission from
because
the
now
landlord?
You're filming. You'd be filming both sides of the hall in the front. Well, not both sides, but almost the whole. You'd be filming a good bit of both sides of the hallway, and I wouldn't. I don't know. I have nothing to hide. You could have drones flying through the air and taking photos of my ass wherever you want to, because I'm not doing nothing. And if I'm doing it, my flag is flying high that I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing.
But there's a privacy issue.
I don't want no drone flying over me when I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing.
I don't care.
There
are people who do care, and I understand that. There's a feeling of privacy that you like to have within the walls of your home.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you're talking about. I can see that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the idea of you watching me as I'm walking up and down the hall or what have you. Why do you need to watch me walking up and down the hall?
And what do you? And like you said, that door is pretty much, girl. I know that door is hard to get through if you don't know the code.
Yeah, exactly.
But
there have been times when that door has broke.
I understand because if someone your point, but on their point, they may receive a lot of packages, and listen. Not all of your neighbors are honest. Somebody might have stolen a package out in front of their door.
Yeah, exactly.
My neighbor where I used to live in the last building I lived in, we didn't have any cameras or anything like that. And girl, my neighbor's package was rifled. Like somebody opened it up saying, do I want this? And he paints. And he had some canvases delivered, small little canvases delivered. And that's all they were, so they left them. But what if it was something that they wanted? So somebody tried to steal from them. Because I promise you, Amazon did not leave that package all disheveled and torn open.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but that's the issue I may have. But again, like you said,
but this is
you want your privacy.
But this is what I love about living inside of a building, because I walked up and down the halls. There have been packages in front of everybody's front door, and I'm very secure when I get a package. I feel very secure at the fact that when the package gets there, it's in front of my door, and if it's not the right package, then sometimes I don't know what's going on with the driver. Sometimes they just drop it and go without realizing they left it at the wrong apartment. Just pick it up and take it to the apartment. And put it. We all know each other. It's a small apartment. It's not like I live in a giant apartment complex. I live in a small building.
I can't.
And we kind of all know each other. So
I can't believe that two gay men have been saying the word package. How many times we said the word package?
We said the word. Alluded yes,
to
exactly.
The sexual nature of
the cocksureness. The cocksureness.
I'm kind of shocked. Package. It is morning time, honey. We did not snap to that. We did not. Because, Joel and I don't play mornings. At least I don't. Well, no, actually I do. Now that I'm in my new living situation, girl, I'm living at home with my folks because I'm disabled now. And I'm trying to get that check. And I need that check, y'all.
Yeah.
But because I'm severely disabled. But anyway, the point is, bitch, we wake up at 8:30 at that house, and you know me, I don't do mornings, and I don't go to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning behind watching Netflix and shit. But I roll out of bed at 8:30, and my father is very strict in his household. We must dress for breakfast. So, girl, you show up in a pair of jeans and a shirt, looking fresh, hair fresh, bed made before you leave that damn bedroom.
Was your father military?
He was in the Navy for 5 minutes.
Yeah, so he...
No, only 5 minutes because he had a heart... They found... back then, people to this day, thank you, Lord, still are serious about wanting to serve their country. And he seriously... And back then, men were very, very, like, girl, I have to serve. Anyway...
Veterans Day is coming up on the 12th. Everybody remember your veterans on the 12th.
Remember your veterans, indeed.
Remember your veterans.
No, Dad had gotten thrown out because they found out he had flat feet and a heart murmur. He knew it. He got past him. But after he got another physical, they did an annual physical. He was only in there for a year. But anyway, yes, girl, you got to get dressed. Your bed has to be made before you leave. Don't leave that room with that bed unmade. And my mother's like, did you make your bed? I'm like, yes, Mother. Well, you know your daddy. And I love my father. But that's his house. His house is clean. There ain't a speck of dust nowhere, bitch. Nowhere. So, and it's a blessing to live like that, too. Because my last apartment, girl, I have to say, there might have been a speck of dust somewhere. There might have been. I had a lot of knickknacks, so there might have been a speck of dust somewhere. So my mother would come over and she'd go, oh. I said, what is that supposed to mean? Well, there's a dish in your... Why is there a dish in your sink? I'm like, because I just used it. You can't wash it or put it in the dishwasher. You're only one person. I'm like, that's why there's only one dish in the sink. Mind your business. And then she would laugh. Because I'd be like, mind your business. And then she would laugh. And by the way, I do have because in my house you had a glass for the day. You didn't just have a glass of water and then put that damn glass in the sink. Bitch, you got a glass pick your glass. That is your glass for the day. And I told her, and look, I've got my glass for the day because I'm one person. I don't need more than one glass.
I had someone staying with me for a little bit because he was taking care of some personal issues. So I let him stay with me for a little bit, and he is also, well, he was also ex-military, but he also had a lot of issues. But we're not even gonna talk about that. But the fact of the matter is that I come home, my house will be spotless from top to bottom, just spotless, just clean. I ain't never, and I'm not, and
Joe's got a speck of dust here.
I got a speck of dust here and there. I like to live in my apartment, and I always worry. They tell you that if someone is too clean, there might be some issues.
Well, I know that I had a housekeeper one time that was on Crystal. Girl, you talk about a clean house. That's somebody with an issue, by the way. You want to talk about an issue? Being on Crystal is an issue, but you know what? It keeps your house spick and span.
And they did it fast too. You always be so surprised. Go on, girl. You had this house cleaned up in 20 minutes. Look at you, girl.
I'm one of those people. I can't be home when the housekeeper's cleaning the house, girl.
So, and you know, the funny thing is that if I ever get to the point where I can hire a housekeeper, because I would like to hire a housekeeper in the future.
Oh, you could have hired him.
If I ever get to the point where I can hire a housekeeper, you gonna clean my house. I have had friends who have had housekeepers, and I'm like, "What are you doing, girl?"
I'm
cleaning up a little bit before
like
they come up. I'm like, "But you paying them to clean your house? Well, I don't want them to come in and see a messy house. What is the point of a housekeeper?"
Right.
If you don't want them to clean your house,
well,
what you want them to do? Sit around and watch the stories all day because you already cleaned up?
This is something that happens though a lot. This is something that happens a lot because I have friends who have housekeepers come over every 2 weeks, and this bitch is cleaning before the housekeeper gets there, and I'm like, what? So I agree with you, but girl, you could have had Eric clean your house. Eric, the one on Crystal, because girl, he would do it for $20 in a sandwich.
Girl,
$20 in a bologna sandwich, girl. You can't beat that,
girl. And you know I'm a tech geek, so I got a lot of technical stuff around here, and I'm not fixing to have somebody come in here and clean my house and then really clean my house.
But he wouldn't steal.
Oh, the house is clean, but I ain't got nothing in it. Where's all the stuff?
I'm telling you, Eric did not steal. Eric never stole from me. Okay, there was that one time I had $1 in pennies, and he was so excited, girl. he had to, when he was cleaning, he had to take it. And I said, girl, he told me, look, I hope you don't mind, but I spent that $1 in pennies on some candy because I didn't know that. Crystal makes you do stupid shit like $5 worth of candy or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know anything about Crystal.
I don't either.
I just know that I've seen people without teeth on Crystal.
But
and I'm like, girl, I'm never going to do a drug that just takes away all my teeth.
There's a happy ending to Eric's story, though. He's married now. He's off the drugs, and he is a performance artist in the Valley of Texas. We in Texas. The Valley is Harlingen.
McAllen, all that other. Oh, and
he lives in the Valley, girl.
Great beach.
Has a cute husband.
Island.
Eric turned out really cute. He didn't lose no teethies.
Good for you.
Yes,
not losing any two teethfuls.
Girl, tell Bella I said, hey, Eric, if you ever hear this podcast, tell Bella, that's his mama. Tell Bella I said, hey, girl, get you some refried beans, bitch. Good they do borracho beans in the Valley, girl.
Do they do borracho?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because if you want to get some real... Shame on you people for thinking that Taco Bell is Mexican food. Taco Bell ain't no Mexican food. Voted number one. Voted. This is sometimes where voting goes wrong, girl.
No.
Oh my God.
Voted Taco Bell.
Yes, they did. Yes, they voted the best Mexican food in the country. I'm like, what part of the country are you from? Idaho? Do y'all not have Mexican food in Idaho?
Girl.
Taco Bell is not Mexican food.
No, Taco Bell ain't
Let me school all you people who are listening to us from various parts of the country. Taco Bell is not Mexican food. Never has been Mexican food. Never claimed to be Mexican food.
Right?
What is wrong with y'all?
And any goddamn restaurant who would figure out new ways to use fucking Dorito chips is not a Mexican food restaurant. When you got a goddamn Dorito chip wrapped around a fucking flour tortilla, you are not a Mexican food restaurant.
She threw shade at Taco Bell better than Wendy's did. Look at that. Look at that. Threw some shade because Taco Bell is not Mexican. Speaking of voting, girl, and I did not mention this on the show yesterday because I had a little surprise for her. We're going to take a little bit of a break because it's about that time to take a little bit of a break.
I see that my glass is half full.
Yeah.
You know what? When it comes to a cocktail, the glass is half empty.
Yeah, exactly.
Not half full. Sorry about that.
So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back in about, I'm thinking about 2 minutes. No, 3 minutes.
I got to pee.
3 minutes. We'll be back in about 3 minutes, girl. We'll be right back.
Oh, don't tell me.
We're back, bitches.
We're back, hoes.
Speaking of voting, I don't know if you knew this.
I probably didn't.
But people just put out their sexiest man alive.
Oh, who is it? Because I didn't know who it was.
Oh my God, you didn't know who it was, girl. You're gonna be so happy. Girl,
is this a surprise?
This is a surprise, girl. You're gonna be so happy because you have talked about him several times.
All right, who is it?
And it will get over that whole Blake Shelton thing. I don't know why.
Girl, Blake Shelton is fine.
Blake Shelton is
he's
a good-looking man, but he is not sexy.
Let me tell you something. Gwen Stefani had told her girlfriends how big his dick is, and that's probably why he got the vote. Think about it.
Lord, I hope it is because when I saw him on the cover
When
I saw him on the cover last year, I went,
6'4" country boy.
He's cute, but he ain't sexy. I mean, I wouldn't walk out and go, he is sexy.
Knock that big dick up against your cheek and tell me that again.
Well, anyway, surprise, surprise, surprise. This year's sexiest man, and who deserves to be on the cover, and is the second black man to be on the cover of Sexiest Man Alive, Mr. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba,
yes,
he is
sexy
fine.
ass. He is sexy and fine.
And the first black man was Denzel. Because Denzel's had it for years and still got it, boo. Denzel can still break off a piece, honey.
He still can. But
Idris Elba is the new man in town.
To me, I woke up and went, Idris Elba is a bitch. Where you been?
Yes, queen.
Yes,
queen.
That's a sexy motherfucker. That's a sexy English man right there.
Sexy motherfucker.
Congratulations, Great Britain. You got a sexiest man on the cover.
Look at you, Great Britain. You got a black woman pregnant and in the royal family. Okay, I'm sorry, she is not black. She's got that swirl. But anyway, same thing. Well, actually, it's not. But you know what I'm saying. Go on, Megan. Go on, Idris. Get you some American culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Just loving your asses.
Yes, indeed. I was like, I hope Randy doesn't know about this because he will be so happy because he loves Mr. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba is fine.
He is fine as hell.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about Megan. I think she's having a girl. Didn't they say she was having a girl?
Is she?
I think she is.
Oh, by the way, it
doesn't matter. Harry can do whatever the fuck he wants to, honey. He's the spare heir.
I looked at the stats the other day. Great Britain, y'all moving up y'all really starting to listen to us a lot over there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Blessings over in Great Britain. Thank y'all so much. Girl, I'm going to have some beans on toast behind that shit.
Well, we're already having a cocktail, so good for you, England. Good for
you, Great Britain. Ain't nothing else.
I'm still curious. When they say Great Britain, that means the whole aisle. So I'm wondering, are we listening to in Ireland or Scotland or Wales or?
I'll take it all.
I'll take it all.
Yes,
I'll take it all.
I like to think that the Queen is listening. I do. I like to think that she hides it from, her husband.
I feel like it's her little
that motherfucker. Girl, I watched The Crown. That motherfucker. Her husband.
Now you know that the Crown takes things.
No.
There's some fiction thrown in. That is some fiction thrown in there just to make the story go along. Just to make the story go along a little bit better.
But it's based in truth, and let's face it, he was wrong for all that shit he did to her in her 20s. If in fact it happened, which I believe it did. Anyway,
she got revenge. She's the Queen of England. She is a.
No, she's wonderful, and I'm very happy that the Queen is listening. And I'm just going to keep on thinking that the Queen is listening.
I like to think that she is listening while she's having a cup of tea in her little
that's spiked
in her little dressing gown. Probably have sitting in a little chair by the bed while Philip is asleep.
It's a floral dressing gown.
While Philip is asleep. Probably got her little iPhone earbuds.
Girl, she's got to have her earbuds in because
got her earbuds.
Will hear. Don't nobody want to deal with Philip. You gotta be nice to her, Philip.
Mm-hmm.
Verbal abusive to the queen.
Mm-mm.
Be ashamed of your damn self. I got you in my eyes, Philip.
Well, you know, I'm not a fan of Charles and Camilla myself. I've never.
Camilla is a hoe.
The queen would be
horse-faced hoe.
The queen would be very happy to hear that you said it.
No, she likes Camilla. She likes Camilla.
She has to like Camilla. That's Charles. That's her son's wife. I almost said husband. So
she's a handsome woman.
She's a. Ooh, Lord, we might lose Great Britain back.
You know who might be listening? The Fergs, honey.
Ooh, you know I love
me some Fergs. I love me some Fergs.
I love me some Fergie.
Girl, Miss
Fergie, we still love you, girl.
And
we loved you when you were a rebel back then. We still love you now.
I don't curse. Listen, Fergie did not curse. She ain't got no shame. She said, "Girl, I'm showing up."
Well, Prince Andrew was
she had to go through the side door at that wedding. They wouldn't even let her in the front door of that church, girl. She had to go through the side door, and she had to wait until every motherfucker in the royal family and procession got in the church, and then she slipped in on the side door, and she got her reporter going, "Fergie, blah 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 blah." Miss Fergie's like, "Girl, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to slip in here." Sit down next to Eugenie.
Poor Fergie. Y'all should be treating Prince Andrew worse. I mean, he is just a...
No, you know what? They still get it on because they still love each other. And she had to go. Bitch had to go. She was like, "Y'all got too many goddamn rules for me. I can't have this."
Exactly.
Talk about some damn 25-watt light bulbs and shit in every room. Girl, I can't see to put on my goddamn makeup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, Fergie, get you some, girl. You look fantastic, by the way. Fuck you, Slim Fast. She don't need you. Oh, Weight Watchers. She was on Weight Watchers.
She's on Weight Watchers.
And she don't need Weight Watchers. Girl, she looks good.
She looks good. She looks good.
I'm not going to say fuck you, Oprah, because that's, Slim Fast, Weight Watchers. Shit, girl, get you another cocktail. Morning cocktails are a motherfucker. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything about, Weight Watchers, because we don't want the Oprah Mafia coming after us.
You know, I would like to think that if Princess Di was still alive, her and Fergie would still be hanging out together.
They would.
Talking trash.
They would.
And Diana would never walk through no side door. She's gonna walk through the front door.
Diana would say, "Bitch, guess what?
Guess what? I'm walking through the front door. And if you don't like
this is my motherfucking nephew, and I'm walking through the motherfucking front door.
Nephew, you mean child? I mean, if she's going,
Harry is her nephew.
Diana?
No, child. No, if Fergie was the mother, she would have gotten to walk to the front door.
I'm talking about Princess. Yeah, no, I'm talking about Princess Diana. If she was still alive, she would walk through that front door.
Even though she's divorced. I don't know what the policy is on divorce.
It doesn't matter. Diana.
That's why Fergie had to go to the side door because she was divorced.
If Diana was still alive and her and Fergie were still hanging out, she would have told Fergie.
Oh, she would have dragged Fergie.
Bitch, we walking through the front door.
She would have been like,
"These are my children. These are my children. I'm walking through the front door."
Yes, girl. But she listen. Diana was and will remain the people's princess.
Yeah, exactly.
And she was not playing.
She was not playing. She went against all. She was the true rebel of the House of Lords. But see,
now if the Queen is listening, you are turning the Queen against us.
No, I'm not turning the Queen.
I saw that movie with Helen Mirren. I thought it was fantastic, and it shows that the Queen has a heart, honey, and these things wear on her. Let's not give her a heart attack.
You know what?
She's 96.
I would like to think that. I would like to think that.
Give her a heart attack.
I would like to think that secretly, that the Queen did love Diana. She liked her rebel ways. She might have been a little jealous of her rebel ways.
Yeah.
But that's what I would like to think. I would like to think that the Queen liked Diana's being different. Because she wished that she could have been, and actually she was different.
She was.
She was different when she was kind of her.
I watched The Crown, girl.
Yeah, she was a rebel in her own way. She did her thing.
I might rewatch it now.
She was the Queen Elizabeth of her day, and I love me some. I love watching Elizabeth. My favorite movie was Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that was who played Elizabeth?
Was it Kate Blanchett? It was Kate Blanchett.
See, I've got to watch it again because I just saw Kate Blanchett in a weird movie called Blue Jasmine, which was kind of fun. It was written by that pedophile. What's Woody Allen? Anyway, show hated Woody. Anyway, but it was really some of the best writing that he's done, because it wasn't a piece that you would suspect that he even wrote. So I want everybody to see Blue Jasmine. It's a little strange, but it's good. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it.
I love Kate Winslet. I'll see any Kate Winslet movie.
You know, it's always a problem when...
No, not Kate Winslet.
No, not Kate Winslet. It's always a problem when... I was a huge Woody Allen fan. In fact, I had his book. He had a little... He wrote a little paperback book years and years and years ago, like in the 70s or something. Yeah. And I had that book because I always thought that he was a genius. And I never saw... Yes. And
he is a genius.
He is a genius. And I never saw all of the things that people always pointed out about the fact that he never had people of color in his movies. He never... He always had...
But does that make him a racist?
Fell in love with younger women.
But does it make you racist because you don't have people of color in your films?
Well, the thing
is... You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But the thing is that I didn't see any of that. I saw a genius. And I'm a black man. And I saw a genius. And when I read his book, I thought it was the most genius thing on the planet. I saw a genius. I realized that a lot of geniuses were not perfect people. Albert Einstein cheated on his wife like lots of times.
Well, some geniuses have...
They don't know how to
maintain.
Yeah, exactly. They have a hard time maintaining normal relationships because they're not normal people. And I get that. And does it take away from Mel Gibson? Oh, good Lord, Mel Gibson. I love Mel Gibson movies.
I think Mel Gibson is a really good actor.
He is a fantastic director. He's a fabulous storyteller. But good Lord, this man is
messed up.
He is messed up.
What is wrong with people? Why are we? I don't. Okay. Now you said Mel Gibson, so you opened the door for me.
Yes.
Why do people hate Jewish people? I don't understand. But then again, and see, here's the thing with Mel Gibson that's exceptional. Because usually I'll say, if you hate Jewish people, you hate black people, you hate gay people. But his best friend is a lesbian. And he has very close friends that are black. So he is the exception to the rule. He just hates Jewish people. Yeah, but I don't understand why. And I don't understand why anybody hates Jewish people. They are the chosen people. You can... listen, it's in the Bible, and I believe in the Bible to a certain extent. There are a lot of true facts in the Bible. I'm not saying read your Bible because that's your business. I'm just saying that the Jews are the chosen people. You can like it, you can hate it, but it's just the fact. So y'all need to... People who hate Jewish people, y'all need to stop. And don't call yourself a Christian if you hate Jewish people, because you're not. Because you know the teachings in the Bible teach that they are the chosen, and they are. And guess what? Get over it. Well, I don't understand anybody hating anybody behind their religion anyway, because that we're all human beings.
Yeah, exactly. We're all human beings, and I, as one who is not religious at all, I find the idea of hatred of a certain group of people to be somewhat ridiculous. It's just ridiculous to me.
It is ridiculous.
And when you read Jewish history, you know, the Jews have been hated for thousands of years, and I can't understand why.
Yeah.
I never could understand why. It's just a bunch of people just doing their thing. And I always thought, and when you think of humanity as a whole, I think that Jewish people, in a certain way, are kind of the rebels of humanity, and I like that, and I like that a lot. I like the fact that because they have survived. I like it because, as a black person, I like the idea of people who have survived oppression and are still here.
But you know what?
Are still here, and that's a people who know how to survive. And when you know how to survive in this world, you will become successful in this world.
Yes.
So I look at it as I don't want to say teaching moment, But I look at it as a moment, as a black person whose people have survived 500 years of oppression in this country and are still here. Yeah. Y'all have tried all kinds of things to get rid of us, and we are still here.
Exactly. And thriving.
And doing well and everything else. And we have to...
But you've been thriving for a long time, you know.
We've had to overcome a lot of obstacles, and we've always seem to have to overcome obstacles every single day. But it's who we are as a people. There are 44 million black people in this country. We all different. We all live our lives differently. We all do our thing, just like everybody else on the planet. And we are unique in the aspect of we don't have a homeland to call a homeland.
Yes, you do. It's called America.
But our homeland is the United States of America.
Yes, indeed. And this is where you live.
This is where you come from. This is where generation upon generation upon generation.
Where you come from. And you know what?
Exactly.
That's what people need to remember.
Yeah, exactly. This is where you come from.
This is where you come from.
This is where you come from. You're an American.
And blessed. And you know, as a person who's Scotch-Irish, my people went through hell. Thank you, England. Love you. Wish you well. But back in the day, y'all put us through some hell behind slavery as well. You know, we were slaves on both sides, Scotch and Irish. And we persevered, and that's what you do. You persevere. And I'm an American. I'm not Scotch-Irish American, bitch. I'm an American. And I think we need to drop all labels as people of America.
Thank you.
And be American.
And just be American. Just be American. Because
we need to support this country. I don't care which side you fall on. I fall right in the middle of both sides on politics. That's why I don't talk politics. I fall right in the middle.
I think when you say we need to support this country, to me that says we need to support each other.
Exactly.
Because we are all Americans.
We are this country.
We are this country. We live, we work, we breathe, we socialize, we do all this stuff. This is what we do, and all of us love this country.
Yes, indeed.
All of us love this country, and we know that this country has some things that we need to work on to make it better.
Yes.
And as long as we work on those things and make it better, we will make it better.
But we've got to stop.
But we've got to stop
the partisan politics.
The partisan politics, the racial politics.
The bullying on both sides of each other has got to stop. I never want to hear again that some child has been beat up in the schoolyard behind how their mom and dad voted. Are you serious? You have your children so up in arms because of all your rhetoric at home, because they wouldn't give a shit. You realize that we lived through the most controversial presidencies in history, with Watergate and all this bullshit, and we never got in fights in the schoolyard over fucking Richard Nixon. Or Jimmy Carter. Because a lot of people hated Jimmy Carter. I don't know how you could hate Jimmy Carter. That man is so sweet.
He's the sweetest man on the planet.
Anyway, we never got in fights behind this shit. It's the parents that have to be responsible and stop talking bullshit in their house to get children beat up in the schoolyard. You
know, the thing is that when people have kids, they want to pass down all their stuff to their kids without realizing that their kids are going to grow up different. Stop trying to pass. If you want to raise little human beings, let them be. Please let them be. Let them choose what they want to be. Let them choose who they want to associate with.
When we were kids, we didn't hear. We heard from our parents taught us about God and disciplined us on the way we should deal with people in the world. We didn't hear nothing about no goddamn bills in the house. My dad and mom never talked about bills because kids don't even know that shit because they worry behind kids worry. And people are bringing home all their motherfucking baggage behind politics
on their kids.
and their bills and letting their kids hear all this bullshit. Kids don't need to hear that. Y'all need to be more responsible parents.
Let your kids just be.
Live their lives, their little lives, and live in Candyland, girl. Let these bitches live in Candyland.
And let them explore the world and see how the world is. And make their own decisions and their own judgments on how they see things. They're not going, and don't kick your kids out there because they don't subscribe to the same political thing. That's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, that's right. There was that child that was kicked out of his house. Kicked out of his motherfucking house because he was a Trump supporter. And frankly, he shouldn't be supporting anybody in government. It hasn't anything to do with children. So y'all stop with this bullshit. And you know what?
Those are your children.
They could have made him rebel at an early age because kids always want to rebel against their parents. Because the parents hated Trump, he liked him just despite him.
Yeah,
and then they threw his ass out of the house.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We have enough parents throwing their kids out because they're gay and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Don't do it for dumb political reasons.
Exactly. Throw your children out of the house because they are
grown and they need to get out of the house.
They need to get out, exactly, because they're 30.
When your kids are 30 and still living in your house, that's when you throw them out of the house.
That is when you when they have graduated from college
that you paid for and that you're in debt for the rest of your life,
and then want to stay up in your house. That's when you throw a motherfucker out. You say, "Bitch, get out." Don't go on Dr. Phil talking about, I can't get my bitch. I can. I can. It's called call the police and have them escort his ass out of your house. That's why God made the sheriff's department, girl.
Good Lord. So we're almost done.
I'll tell you what, this was actually, I was concerned that we were going to talk about politics, and we did, but we talked about politics in our way. So this is actually our election show.
Yeah, exactly. This is the
day after.
The day after the day.
The day after the day, girl. You know you're retired-ish when you're losing days.
I'm still working. I'm working on it.
I would work if I could, but shit, I'm handicapped.
You know, my dream goal, and this is my dream goal.
Where your dream goes.
My dream goal is once we get this show off the ground, once we start doing the YouTube thing, because we are going to be on YouTube. For all of those people who were like giving us all this praise on YouTube, don't worry, we're going to be back. We just try to get our shit together.
And cosmetics, because girl, I've got rosacea, and I'm not trying to get on film with all this redness.
Once we start doing that and starting to take off, my dream is to look at my boss in the face and say, you know what? I'm done. I now have my own thing. It pays the bills.
Yes,
so I don't need you anymore.
Yes,
so thank you for your time and thank you for all your help that you've done. But bitch, I'm gone.
and then we're gonna start getting things in gear for everybody else to follow in line. And we have dreams for that.
Yeah, we do have dreams, which I think we're going to do more on YouTube because I think doing it on YouTube, we're going to talk more on YouTube about the dreams we have.
We're going to start our social revolution.
Yeah, our social revolution of making sure that we start a retirement community for the gays and the lesbians.
For the gays and the lesbians.
And
as long
everybody.
as the lesbians don't fight, girl. Lesbians love to fight. I'm kidding. Lesbians, I'm only half kidding.
Well, we need that fight, girl. We need that fight.
Not that kind of fight. You can fight the straights all you want to. Just don't fight each other.
But those are the things that we're going to talk about more on YouTube than we do on the show. On the show, we're going to have fun. We're always going to have fun.
We're going to have fun on YouTube, too.
We're going to have fun on YouTube.
There's going to be a lot of skits. Debbie Sue Hickman is coming back to town. We're going to have some fun.
Because we miss Debbie Sue Hickman.
I miss Debbie Sue.
I miss Debbie Sue.
She's been out of touch, but we're going to bring her back.
We're going to bring her back here very shortly. So expect some great things in the future from us. Indeed. Because like I said, my future me is this show, the other shows that we're going to do, also my personal projects, the projects.
I have personal projects too.
His personal projects. We're going to start branching off into other things because we're going to tell you right now, for all you 50-year-olds and older who might be listening, your life doesn't end just because you got a little older. Your life begins because you got a little older.
There you go.
So
and we're going to do a lot of different productions. I'm very excited about the new productions we're going to do. So yes, girl, we could be our own little network over here. We could be like the Mary Tyler Moore show. They had a little network. We need a Suya Nivens.
Yes, exactly. And I'm going to start doing more stuff with the young people to try to bring a Houston, Hollywood, New York connection in the South.
We have a Hollywood connection, by the way, in David that was here before.
So
we'll see what happens.
But
thank you for enjoying our morning with us. We certainly enjoyed talking to y'all. And shout out to all the other countries in the world. We got you, Great Britain.
We got you, Philip. We got you, Sweden. We got you in France. We got you. By the way, we got you in Canada because we picked up a little bit of Canada too.
We picked up
some Canada.
Girl, that Trudeau is fine.
Trudeau.
Get you some.
I saw him in a pair of slacks. He's got the most fabulous bubble butt I have ever seen.
That man is fine.
That man is fine. But we're gonna call it a day. So we will see y'all next time on Randy's Texas Tea. We'll see you later.